Hey guys, F26 here, and welcome back to the F1 League, and we're back after a few races of absence. The last time I raced was Austria, in which I disconnected, so I've been mugged off in the championship from 7th down to 12th. As we come to start the qualifying lap now, this is my third attempt. I've previously messed up 2 attempts as I've ran off the track ever so slightly and got the lap invalidated, so this is the lap and I need to make it count. Alright, through turn 1 and turn 2 there, so that was a good start to the lap as we come towards the famous S section. 5th gear through there, then down to 4th, taking a lot of speed to maximise the exit. Taking reasonable lines through there, could have taken a bit more curb as we come towards Dunlop curb now. Unfortunately, we've messed up this corner, we've missed our apex, and we've had to lift off the throttle to avoid an extension. So not a great run through the first sector there as we come towards the Degner corners. Clipping Degner 1 nicely, could have taken a bit more speed. Degner 2 taken nicely in 3rd gear there as we come towards the hairpin now. Difficult corner, I was locking up quite a lot in practice, but we get it stopped nice and smoothly, clipping the apex there to try and get a good exit off the corner, losing the back end touch, but we managed to get a good exit down towards the Spoon corner. Yet another difficult corner on this track, and we want to maximise our run through it to get a good exit onto the straight towards 130R. Down to 4th gear then, clipping that apex, and then down to 3rd for the second part, almost cutting the corner there, but just about keeping it on the road as we accelerate up this straight towards 130R, which comes over the bridge to loop over in the figure of 8. 130R is completely flat out then as you come towards the chicane to end the lap. You want to brake just about now, down into 2nd gear, try and take a bit of curb there and take a lot of curb there to get a good run towards the line, avoid the bump there and straight line it, and we are put in 5th there, but unfortunately that brings us down to 7th at the end of the session. It's alright. Dizzy Cupid got pole ahead of the Silent Mole and RBZ. Then Lexbox, my teammate, Sam, Kamunda and me. And now it's race time for the Japanese Grand Prix. Hopefully we can get off to a good start. No incidents like in Spain or China, if you remember. And looking at the grid there, you can see Zinka, who joined in qualifying at the back, then Hobo and Hickey. Coming into the top 10, Gorsh Crab, Hamilton Fan, Casey Legend, myself, Kamundo, Sam, Lexbox, my new teammate, RBZ, the Silent Mole and Dizzy Cupid in the Sauber, the championship leader. So looking at the race strategy then, it's a 2-stop option prime. We'll see if we can do option prime, but the lights are now coming on, putting it down into lean then, and it's 5 lights, and it's lights out and away we go, and we get a great start once again, maybe a bit of a lag start. We've lost the back end there, so we're going to try and go up the inside of Sam, but we've got a load of angry cars behind us. Coming down into turn 1, we've hit Sam, we've got stuck onto his car, we've got away with it, but then Sam has been put into RPZ and he's spun around, so we're going to have to wait there. We're going to slow up, and Hickey's gone into the back of us there, which isn't ideal, but that was my fault. Luckily Hickey didn't get any damage. But Sam now, we'll have to let him through, and we're down into 11th, so not the greatest start then, but at least we still got all of our car intact as we come down towards Spoon. We tapped Zinka there, who's going very slowly into Spoon, but it hasn't affected him too much as we now come out of Spoon towards 130R. We haven't got the greatest of exits, and Zinka appears to be pulling away them in the slipstream now. Will we be able to make a move into the final chicane? We're getting close, we're going to try and go round the outside, but we took too much speed there and we've lost quite a bit of time as we come towards the final chicane now. He's once again broken early there, so maybe a chance into turn 1. Trying to get a good run through there. Zinka's lost the back end. We're going to go to the inside now as we head towards the finish line, putting it up into Rich, and we're back up into 9th because Hobo dropped behind us. I think he had a lag moment. So we're into 9th now. Next up is Sam and Hickey, the 2 Mercedes who are battling, as you can see there. So we want to dispatch of both of them as quickly as possible. As now, coming on later in the lap, there's a car in the middle of the track. That's Dizzy Cupid, but that must be a lag car. Luckily we just avoid hitting him, because I think if we'd hit him, we could have lost our wing. So next up is Hickey. Sam has disposed of him, and we need to try and dispose of him now. Let's try and get a good exit out of Spoon, which we have done, putting it up into Rich, into the slipstream now as we head towards 130R. Surely we're not going to try and move here. He's weaving around a bit, but we go to the inside. Can we pull it off? Surely not. And no, we've cut the corner, so we're going to have to brake early and give him that position back there, as we do nicely. Gorsh Crab ahead could cause a few issues. We've got the inside for the second part of the chicane, and I think we've managed to get that move done then. Next up is Gorsh Crab for 6th place, so this is a reasonable recovery, but Hickey's still there on the inside, so it's not over yet. We are running quite high wings, so he might have the straight line speed, but it looks like we've got past him. He was also on the primes, if you noticed, so he could be a threat later in the race. Next up is Gorge Crab as we come towards Degnan 2 on lap 4. We're going to go up the inside and he turns in on us. What an absolute joke. Thankfully, he got rightfully penalised for that, and he's received a quality ban for the next race. So now all our hard work in the past 3 laps has been destroyed, and we're back down to 11th behind Zinker. So we need to try and get past Zinker as soon as possible as we come towards Dunlop Curve. He's taking a wide line. We're going to sneak up the inside, but we've tapped him, so we'll have to let him back through there because you can't make a hit and run move. But he's going to the inside. We'll try to switch back into Degner, but no, he's defended the inside very well, preventing the switch back. So good racing from Zinker there as we now head towards the hairpin. We might try and get a move down into Spoon if he gets a poor exit, which he's gone very wide on entry, so we might be able to pull alongside on the exit now, but obviously the wide line gives Zinker the better exit. But we're putting it up into Rich in the slipstream now, touching the grass there a tad, and we're going to go round the outside into Spoon as he defends the inside. Can we get it stopped? Oh, not quite. We've just run off the track, but we got it back on very quickly, so hopefully there's nothing wrong with that incident. It was slightly borderline, not going to lie, but I don't think it affects our race too much as we would have just got past him on the straight to 130R. And as you can see, Dizzy Cupid has disconnected. You saw his lag car earlier, and now he is out of the race. That promotes us up into 4th once Gorge Crab pits. Next up is Casey Legends, who's been having a quiet race, but we appear to have caught him up, and he's run very wide there, and I'm not sure what happened there. We just ghosted and we went through him there. We were very lucky, and now we've got RBZ and Silent Mole, the leaders, behind us, so we're going to have to try and defend from these two. We run a bit wide there, exceeding track limits, as we're going to just give RBZ the inside because we're not going to battle him, so we're going to follow RBZ. Next, Mole is now behind us, so he'll probably be wanting to get through as soon as possible. RBZ right on the back of Casey. Will he go for a move into the hairpin? Yes, he does, but Mole's come charging up our inside, so we're going to let him through. Try and get a switch back here. We get an incredible exit. Slight contact with Mole there. We move to the left immediately, and we get a double overtake there. But Mole and Casey are both still right there. This is 3 wide into Spoon. Surely this cannot end well as we head now down. I think Casey's backed out as we clip the apex nicely, running slightly wide again, which is once again borderline, but I don't think we gained any time for it. If anything, we lost time. But we got an incredible double overtake there. But now Mold is right on the back of us, and he's going to be slipstreaming us up towards 130R. We're side by side now, and I think we'll just back out this because we're not racing Mold. As you can see, yeah, we just back out there. Mold takes the position, but now we're under a bit of pressure from Casey, as now we've got our teammate Lexbox 1 behind us, who's already made a stop, and I pull over to let him through, and there was actually some lag. On his screen, I completely chopped him off, so apologies to him if he's watching that. So I lost him a bit of time there. I lost myself some time as well, as we've now got Zinker behind us again. Now coming into the pits at the end of lap 8, did quite a long stint, and I wasn't concentrating at this point after the incident with Lexbox, so I forgot to select prime times for the middle stint. So we're going to be going on options now, which is not what I wanted at all. So that's not ideal, and we're going to be dropping right down the pack due to all the incidents we've had. We've been taken out 3 times, although one of them kind of was our fault, and or 2 of them kind of were our fault actually. But we're in 10th at the moment. We've got Hobo coming down the pit straight now, but I think we'll be able to hold him off. Yes, we do. So 10th, next lap, Geston Zinker's in the pit, so we're up to 9th. Actually, that was lap 10, sorry. So 2 laps later, and Casey Legend is just ahead of us. Hickey's come out of the pits as well, so we're now right on the back of these guys, who I think are both on prime. So we want to try and get past these guys and make a gap so we can run primes on the next stint towards the end as we get a corner cut warning there. So this wasn't the cleanest race, but I still got very few warnings, I think. In the overall counting, I got one of the fewest, but we've cut the corner there and we get a penalty even though we cut it slightly, so we're going to have to back out of this move on Casey there, as you can see, letting him back through, because that would have been an illegal overtake. Now coming into Spoon, we're right behind Casey Legend and Hickey now, so we're going to try and get past these two as quickly as possible, because these two I think are both on primes for this stint, which means they'll be on options at the end, and that would mean they'll be much faster than us. Hobo's in on the action as well, so we're going to park our car in the middle of the road to give him nowhere to go. So we managed to defend from him there, and now in the slipstream of Casey, we're going to think about a move up the inside into the final chicane, braking late, and we've locked up slightly, almost touching there. Great respectful racing from both of us not to collide. Casey's gone very wide on the final corner, so we're going to try and go up the inside coming into the final corner, but he's got better straight line speed. But now with the DRS, we're pulling alongside. He doesn't seem to have it, despite being right behind Hickey at the detection zone, and we're going to fly up the inside into turn 1, leaving him space if he wants to try and hang it around the outside, which he doesn't, and that's us up into P8. Next up is Hickey for P7. We come into the hairpin at lap 13, so you can see Gorge Crab just ahead, so he's dropped back since we attempted to pass him and he blew us up on lap 4. Down the straight now towards Spoon. Can we get a move done into here? We're closing, so we might go for it up the inside, but Hickey gives us just about enough space, but not enough to get the move done. So great defending, but we need to try and get past Hickey as soon as possible because he is on the prime task. So getting in the slipstream now towards 130R. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. We are using Rich Mix. Where's he going to go? Is he going to go to the inside or the outside? He goes to the inside, which leaves us not quite enough space to try and hook it around the outside, so we back out there as we now come down towards the final chicane once again. This lap we will get DRS, so we've locked up a bit, and Hickey just flies through the second part of the final chicane and gets a crazy exit there. So that is not what we want to see, because there's no chance of us passing him in the DRS now. Look how far ahead that he's got. And now we have to find another place to pass him as we close up a lot through turn 1 there, but there's not going to be a chance to pass until at least Spoon, as now Hickey's caught up to Gorsh Crab at the hairpin as we almost run into the back of him there. And this makes for a 3-way battle now, and 4-way if Casey managed to catch us up, but that's not going to be the case at the moment, as Hickey appears to have dropped back after that hairpin incident, as we now tap him on the back there, which is cost us, well, it hasn't cost us much, but I apologise to Hickey because it would have been very unsettling to be tapped in the braking zone. Luckily I didn't tap him too hard in that case, but if he keeps braking early there might be a further incident which would be quite annoying for both of us as we come through 130R. Can we get a move done into the final chicane? I think we're too far back, but we've tapped Hickey once again as Gorsh was taking an interesting line, throwing up lots of grass and stuff in our faces. So apologies to Hickey once again as we now get in the DRS. We're not going to be close enough to get the move done at this stage, at least, as we move up to 7th, because Kamundo was in the pit lane. And not quite able to get up through the inside as he defends very nicely. This is costing us a lot of time right now as we cut onto the hairpin later on lap 15. He goes up the inside of Gorsh Crab. Will he be able to make this move stick? Gorsh holds it around the outside, and this is costing them time, and I'm not able to take advantage for it because I lost a bit of time in the first sector as they come into Spoon. Now they're still battling. He thinks about going up the inside. They both run wide. Can I go up the inside there? Hickey's coming across on me. He's tapped me. That's killed my momentum, which could have got me ahead of potentially both of them. So we're now in the slipstream of Gorsh Crab, but he's now decided to give Hickey slipstream, which is very annoying because that means Hickey is going to be able to go around the outside, as you can see there. And we come towards 130 up the inside of Gorsh. Maybe he gets a massive slide on there. Incredible save from him if it was actually as dramatic on his screen as it looked on mine. And there's a massive corner cut there, my apologies, which has lost us a bit of time actually, as Hickey now gets a chance to get past Gorsh Crab, coming down towards turn 1 on lap 16, as Hickey gets in the DRS and pulling alongside as we're in Hickey's slipstream now. We might be able to go up Gorsh's inside, and Gorsh has been absolutely mugged off on that straight from 5th to 7th, and now it's time to get after Hickey as we get a massive tank snapper there on the exit. Now coming into the hairpin now, getting the Rich Mix on as we head down towards Spoon. Could this be our chance to get past Hickey as we open, and we don't open the DRS, what am I talking about? We going up the inside now, up into Spoon, and there's contact. Fantastic. That was more of a glitch than anything else where I bounced off his tyres, whereas Gorsh actually just fully turned into me. So Hickey, that's not your fault, mate, and you tried to give me the space, it didn't work out. Anyway, Gorsh Crabs turned it on Casey there, and there was a bit of lag involved, and we are up into P7 for the moment, and P6 as Gorsh comes into the pits, and we get an illegal overtake on Kamundo, who we were ahead of the whole time. So that is just fantastic, isn't it, game? And that penalty got removed, as did my corner cut penalties, because I hadn't corner cut enough to warrant those penalties. So we remain ahead of Kamundo for the time being, as we are behind Hickey now, obviously, because we crashed with him, but 5th place at the moment. But Kamundo, who is a pit stop ahead of us pretty much, has just rammed us pretty much there. Not ideal, but obviously that's to be expected. He's on much faster tyres at this moment, as Lexbox 1 is now alongside us. So I think we're going to back out of this because he's our teammate. We don't want to fight him. He's a pit stop ahead of us, so he is battling over effective 4th, I think. So great race from Lexbox as we now come into the pits at the end of this lap. This is now our prime stint as we've got Casey behind us, who will be on options at the end. So actually, no, he won't. He's on primes. He's coming in too early to be on options. He started on options. Yeah, sorry. Hickey's the one who's going on options at the end. As we're checking the race director at the moment, Mole is leading from RBZ, but I think Mole has to make another stop. He's doing a 3-stop, whereas most people are doing a 2-stop. So Casey had this glitch in the pit lane where his car got stuck on the pause menu, similar to what I had in Russia qualifying. So he's out of contention now as Gorsh Crab goes past, as we drop down to P10. But I think we'll have the pace over Gorsh Crab. We seem to have it so far in the race. As we come into Spoon, Hamilton fan manages to get disqualified somehow around this track. Not sure how he managed that, but he did. So we're now up into 10th behind Gorsh Crab. We were always in 10th actually, but we're behind Gorsh Crab in the slipstream now. We're quite close as we come off the final corner. Open the DRS now. He's moving around a lot. That's not what I want to see really, but we're going to go up the inside. It's not going to affect us. Zinka came into the pit, so we're up into 8th now. As next up is Hobo, so that could be interesting. We had the pace over him so far in the race, so let's see if we can do that again as we come to start lap 21. There's 2 more cars in the pits. Hickey's in the pits, so we move up to 7th, and there's a car on the pit exit. Yep, that's Camundo. So we're up into P6, and this has made the race a whole lot more interesting as this battle is now for P5 as we come down towards Spoon. But remember, Camundo and Hickey are both on option, so they're going to be super quick at the end of this race as we get a good exit from the Spoon corner, and Hobo has just stopped. His car has stopped. He's blown us up. We've blown up Camundo. Apologies to Camundo there. Nothing I could really do. But that ruined both our races. GG Co-Masters. We were facing 10 points, an incredible return to the F1 League. But that's not what we're going to get anymore, as we think that it's a great idea to take 130R in 6th gear with no wing as Hickey goes past us there. So coming into the final chicane now, at least we can go on option tyres, but I think the gap is going to be too big for us to close down as we come into the pit lane. Great warning there because we clearly cut a corner. Thank you, game. So Camundo also lost his wing in that, so he's going to be behind us. So he's going to be the only car behind us because Casey Legend, who's stuck in the pause menu, that doesn't count. So we're going to see if we have the pace over Camundo. If we do, that will be fine and we'll have a boring race to the flag. But if not, we could have a bit of a battle as we get the new front wing and the option tyres on now as we exit the pit lane. We're a bit ahead of Camundo, but he had good pace in the first part of the race, as was obvious because he used a pit stop ahead of me. So it's going to be important to have good pace in this last stint, and nothing happened in the last stint. I got another penalty for corner cutting, and that got removed as well, as previously mentioned. So we finished in 9th place, couldn't quite catch Gorsh Crab, and that is a very disappointing race for my second worst result here in the F1 League, as we now come towards the results. So RBZ did win ahead of Mole and Sam. Lexbox, my teammate, getting good 4th, ahead of Hickey in 5th, Zinka in 6th. Gorsh Crab did finish 7th, but Hobo penalties got removed, so Hobo was promoted to 7th, Gorsh 8th, me 9th, Camundo 10th. So that was a very action-packed race despite the poor result. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next week in America. Goodbye.